In the last video, we talked about Resident Mind and Dreamer, and about how Dreamer created Resident Mind out of the prayers of the entire world. The evidence seemed to check out, and I thought it was a good theory. However, there were a few questions that I left unsolved, until today. Today, we will be answering the 4 questions I posed at the end of the last video, in no particular order, and by the end, we will hopefully be able to come to an understanding of Ours lore completely. So without further ado, let's get started. Let's talk about Light Beneath Closed Eyes, the final level of Ours. This place always stood out to me as being very strange. The only thing here is Resident Mind, and once he's defeated, the whole place turns black. What in the world is it? Why is it so strange? Well, it's so strange because what Light Beneath Closed Eyes is an example of a subliminal space. A subliminal space is a place that exists in someone's subconscious, meaning it's not real, hence the name. We know that Light Beneath Closed Eyes isn't a real place because, well, the name. The name literally is talking about Resident Mind, as he is the light beneath closed eyes. This implies that, despite our eyes being closed, we can still see Resident Mind, because he is in our mind space. This is also hinted at after beating Roman Alpha, as the screen will turn dark and eventually brightens with us in the final level. At this point, I think I've covered all my bases when it comes to talking about Resident Mind and Dreamer. Now I want to focus on the hosts. In the last video, I talked about how the hosts were an interesting name chosen for the characters we play as, but I didn't really elaborate on what I meant by this. However, I will do that now. I believe that we are a parasite, or a spirit of some sort controlling the hosts in order to fight Resident Mind. Specifically, I think that each tempo, in fact, is a different spirit freed from Resident Mind, who possesses a specific host in order to free more spirits from the hold of Resident Mind. This explains why Resident Mind, during the clone battle, doesn't use a tempo himself. Now, I know this sounds absolutely 100% crazy, but it actually ends up making perfect sense when you remember that it is literally one giant reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And if you know anything about JoJo, you know that spirits possessing people and using spirits to fight is like the entire plot of JoJo from part 3 onwards. So this direction makes a lot of sense. So at this point, you're probably thinking, dang, Dreamer's pretty evil, isn't he? And well, this does seem to be the case. Now that we've gone through all the clues and pieced together the lore, we can truly see that Ours exists because of Dreamer and his greed. He wanted to control everyone via their souls. He ended up losing his own. Resident Mind became the controller, and since we know that he's a clone of Dreamer, ironically, Dreamer is the one suppressing himself. And by the way, we can assume that Resident Mind controls everyone, including all the enemies. It seemed kind of weird that we, the supposed good guys, would kill these heroes and valiant warriors, but if we go with the notion that they are being controlled, it makes much more sense. At the end of the day, Ours is a story of possession and control. In the gameplay, you can seize control of time itself and make it bend to your will. But in the lore, your souls, and all the souls of everyone else you know, are the property of an unseen, omnipotent god. And hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for sticking around. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.